he had a dream. Not to be rich. Not to be famous. Just to make people laugh. But before the world ever laughed with him, life laughed at him first. He was broke. Completely alone. Sleeping inside a 1984 Ford Tempo, not for a few nights, not for a few months, but for 3 long years. Some nights, he didn't even have enough money to eat. No bed. No roof. No certainty that tomorrow would be any better than today. Just hunger. Cold nights. And hope. That man was Steve Harvey, long before the millions, before the fame, before Hollywood. And today, he's a world-class comedian, a TV host, a businessman. A voice that inspires millions across the globe. This is how Steve Harvey went from homeless to Hollywood. And why his story might completely change the way you see your own struggle. Because the moment he almost gave up was the moment everything started to change. Steve Harvey was born Broderick Stephen Harvey in Welch, West Virginia, a small coal mining town where dreams didn't come easy. He was the youngest of 5 children. His family didn't have much money, but they had something far more powerful. Faith. His father worked long, exhausting days as a coal miner. His mother was a Sunday school teacher who believed deeply in discipline, belief, and prayer. From an early age, Steve learned one truth: if you pray, if you work, and if you never quit, God will make a way. As a young man, Steve discovered something about himself. He could make people laugh. Not forced laughter. Not polite laughter. Real laughter. The kind that lifts pain off people's shoulders. But in a small town with no stage, no spotlight, and no connections, that dream felt impossible. So Steve did what he had to do. He worked odd jobs. A boxer. An insurance salesman. A carpet cleaner. But no matter what he tried, nothing made him feel alive the way comedy did. Then one night, a small opportunity changed everything. An open mic. Steve stepped onto that stage, nervous, unsure, shaking inside, and told his jokes. And for the first time in his life, people laughed with him. Not at him, not past him, with him. That moment lit a fire that would never go out. Steve made a decision that night. He was going to be a comedian, no matter what. But dreams don't come easy. He quit his job to chase comedy full-time, and reality hit fast. The shows barely paid. Some nights, he made $25. Some nights, nothing at all. Bills piled up. Doors closed. Eventually, he couldn't afford rent, and that's when it happened. Steve Harvey started sleeping in his car. He parked behind hotels. At rest stops. Behind gas stations. Anywhere he wouldn't be noticed. For 3 years, that car was his home. He kept his clothes in a cooler. Washed in public bathrooms, sometimes even lakes. Survived on packets of crackers. And here's the part most people don't understand: he never stopped believing. Steve once said, "I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I knew God hadn't forgotten me. Every single morning, before the sun came up." He prayed the same prayer: "Lord, if you just give me one chance. I promise I'll never waste it. 3 years of rejection. 3 years of pain. 3 years of sleeping in a car. But belief kept him alive. Then one day, after years of silence, years of disappointment, the phone rang. A small comedy show in Florida wanted to book him. The pay? $150. To most people, that's nothing. To Steve Harvey, that was everything. Because it was just enough money to get to New York City, where Showtime at the Apollo was looking for new comedians. He took the risk, packed his few belongings, filled the gas tank, and drove for hours with nothing but faith. When he arrived, he was tired, hungry, terrified. The Apollo crowd was famous for one thing: they boo you off the stage. But when Steve Harvey walked under those bright lights, something happened. His jokes landed, his energy filled the room. The crowd didn't boo, they roared, they stood up, they cheered. And just like that, everything changed. That one performance turned a man sleeping in his car into one of the most wanted comedians in America. From that stage came TV shows, radio gigs, and eventually, The Steve Harvey Show. From begging for stage time, to hosting Family Feud, Miss Universe, and inspiring millions with his voice and faith. Steve Harvey's life proves one powerful truth: God's delays are not his denials. You might be waiting right now, struggling, praying for something that hasn't happened yet. But waiting doesn't mean it's over. Steve once said, "When you're going through hell, keep going. Because the only way out is through." He didn't let pain define him. He let it push him. And that's what you have to do. Keep pushing. Don't quit just because success is taking longer than you planned. Because if Steve Harvey could believe while sleeping in his car, you can believe while waiting for your breakthrough. Faith is the belief in things you cannot see. If Steve Harvey's story touched you today, hit that like button and share this video with someone who's still waiting for their miracle. Comment below, "My miracle is on the way." Speak faith into your own story.